Pocket holes are one of the easiest and strongest ways to join wood together and perfect for beginners. Today on Woodworking with Wes, I'm going to show you how to set up the jig, drill clean holes, assemble your wood, and with just a few tools. Let's get started. A pocket hole jig is a woodworking tool that helps you drill angled holes into one board so that you can screw it together with another board. It creates a strong hidden joint, and there are a variety of choices. My pocket hole jig is by Craig. First thing I did was screw the base down to a solid board and clamp it to my workbench. These extension arms are able to clip in here so that if you wanted to do a long piece. This lever here clamps your boards to your screw block. This is the drill bit that comes with your jig. It's a step drill bit. This is for the screw, and this creates a flat bottom hole for the head of the screw so that it pulls the two pieces of wood together. The drill bit comes with a collar to set the depth. You do it with an Allen wrench on this little collar. Let's show you how to set the depth. I set the depth of my bit almost all the way to the base of my jig, just a little bit up, so that it creates that hole right where I want it, but there's a little bit of space underneath it. That's the proper depth that you should set it. This plunger holds your board secure against your drill block. There's our pocket hole. Here's a cutaway view of the pocket hole we just drilled. You can see how it has a flat bottom for our screw to fit in. The screw goes into our other piece of wood in order to pull that joint tight. Pocket screws come in two varieties: tight threads for hardwood and open threads for the softer woods like pine and for some of your plywoods. This is for like oak and maple, hickory. That gives you a nice tight joint with a tighter thread. The head of our screw has a square drive, but it has a flat, it's called a pan head. There are two different kinds of heads for screws: bugle heads and pan heads. A pan head is always the one you would want to use for a pocket screw. A bugle head would actually split the bottom of your hole. So you want to make sure you get a face frame screw with a pan head. To put our joint together, let's put a little glue on it. Like this. And then you want to clamp your joint down tight. This clamp comes with the jig set. And you put it on there and clamp it down good and tight like that. And you just put your screws in and snug down tight and pull the joint together. This makes an incredibly strong joint. You can see how it's screwed together. You wouldn't believe how many different ways we use this in the woodworking business, in both furniture and cabinet making. I cover this in greater detail in a previous video that I did building a TV console. Check it out if you want a closer look. We're going to go ahead and put the other side together so you can see how it goes. Like any standard face frame that we do, we start off by drilling pocket holes with our Craig boring jig, and we'll clamp that down to our bench. Use the bit that comes with it. And pocket holes just like that. We'll go ahead and complete our pocket holes. One thing that we're doing a little different on this particular face frame is the top rail and side stiles are going to be put together in a 45-degree corner. We're doing this because I'm going to 45 the panels, the top and the sides. I'm going to put together in a 45 so that we don't have any end grain showing on the top. And so we have drilled a pocket hole on an angle for the underneath side, and that will tie this corner together just like that. Like I say, let's finish drilling the holes and put our face frame together. Next thing that we do is we always sand the insides of our face frames to remove any saw blade marks before we assemble, because you just can't sand afterward. It's too hard. So we just take a little block sander, and pine is soft enough that it doesn't take much sanding. You can sand those saw marks off really fast, just like this. We're putting in the bottom two rails, and the space between our bottom two rails is determined by the little center stile, this piece right here, and we're just going to use that for our spacer. So we're going to put a little glue on the end of the rail here, pull it tight up against our block here that will be our center rail. Clamp it into position and put in the pocket screws. Now we'll do the same to the other side. Before we started to assemble our face frame, we marked the center of our top and bottom rail here, and this is where our center divider stile will go, just like this. So we'll clamp and pocket screw that in now. Our clamp helps hold our joint together and flat against our table while we put our pocket screws in. That's why I always clamp it down to the table good and hard, because I end up with a better pocket joint when I'm all done. Now we got to put in the top angle piece. We'll glue this side, clamp and screw just like we did all the other joints. Almost always your pockets are going to be hidden on the back side of the work that you do. But if you're building a piece of furniture that might have an exposed joint, they make little plugs just for pocket holes. And you just glue them in and pound them down and sand them off just like that. Putting panels together at a right angle is another use for a pocket jig. I want to show you the two pieces that I added here are for panels. So if you're drilling pocket holes in a long piece, that's your support. One of the other common uses of pocket screws is to join panels together in cabinet construction. I want to show you a little trick that I've learned. By putting just a small, very thin rabbet cut, only like a 1/16 of an inch deep, I allow myself to have two wood surfaces that will glue together better than that melamine surface. I put just a little bit of glue on my joint. I put it in there. You've got to hold it down tight. Even a clamp sometimes works really well. Put your screw in your hold. Okay, I'll put another one in. That makes a real tight joint and nice, clean on your inside. You have a nice, perfect joint for the corner of your cabinet or furniture piece. And a good, strong joint on the outside. For interior panels, a shallow dado accomplishes the same thing. Just a few tips on your pocket screws. Make sure to clamp tightly. Always use a test piece, and don't over tighten your screws. And have fun in your woodworking. And we'll see you next time on Woodworking with Wes.